Hello and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Indian.net on AWS series, which is taken by one of our favorite speaker, who's Rajkumar Jain. Thank you, Rajkumar, for coming in for this session. And the session topic is AWS Cognito. Okay, so
Yeah.
over to you, Rajkumar. Thank you
Hello,
very much.
everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. So let's start with the Cognito. So I'm just sharing my screen and then we'll start step by step. I hope my screen is visible now.
No, your screen is not visible right now.
Okay. Yep. Could you please confirm now? Is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
So hi everyone. So today's topic we are trying to cover AWS Cognito, where I will just give you the brief overview and we'll try to make some one hands-on. AWS Cognito is a very vast topic where the multiple things are there, but still I'm trying to achieve our goal to get the very basic informations plus how to implement it in your application. And what is the use of AWS Cognito while we already have such kind of authentication method in multiple ways. So let's try. So okay, so this is me. So I am a AWS community builder. I am certified AWS solution architect. I am also a DevOps engineer. I am writing some blogs. I am a community speaker where I'm participating in the mostly these two community. One is the Indian.net and second one is the C Sharp.net corner. I am running my own YouTube channel, which name is DOS, it's the DevOps Cloud Engineer. So let's start with the AWS Cognito. So why the AWS Cognito is required? Okay, why it is very popular nowadays for the authentication. So it's a very simple tool which we can easily implement for our sign up, sign in, and to control our user. And we can use as a federated user identity manager also, where we can use multiple provider to access. For example, if you want to access via Facebook, if you want to access via Google or any other applications which are very popular, so if you want to use those application as a identity management, then we can implement them also. We can easily synchronize our devices data with other platforms with the help of AWS Cognito. So it means it's not required to save the user's data on your machine. You can use authentication from other to applications also where they have managed your data. Okay. So users can directly sign in with username and password, or they can use any third party authentication methods where they can use like either the Facebook, Amazon, or Google, or Apple. So using these applications they can log in to your app, or whatever the app you have created or whatever the applications you have created where you have implemented the AWS Cognito. Okay, so let's move to next topic. So what are the key features? So as we discussed, the key features is the same. It will allow us to use third party applications to authentication. With the help of that we can use the users basic informations. We can create some pools and use to include those users in our system applications. It will also provide a customizable UI for signing the users. It will provide the customized UI for sign up the users, password change, create users like this. So it will provide a lots of customizations. Okay, with the help of that we can create our basic pages. The best part, the very best part, like why this is very popular, which is the advanced security features which protect your users. So here we can use a multiple way to authenticate our users. First of all, we can send the SMS, we can send the email verification code, we can use the Google Authenticator, we can use the MFA. Okay, so there are lots of way by which we can secure our users data and use the advanced security features provided by the AWS Cognito. So okay, so how it will work? So why again? So why it's again a popular? So as I said, it's provided third-party authentication method. So you can see on my screen, it will provide you third-party authentication with the help of Google, with the help of Amazon itself. You use the Twitter login also to authenticate your users, or you can use the user pool method of AWS Cognito. With the help of that, you can authenticate your users. You can provide the guest access also to your users. With the help of that, your guest user can access your application, and you can also control those access authentications part, by which your user can only view those publicly available areas which they can access as a guest users. Okay, the best part is when you are using the Amazon Cognito, it will provide you whatever the services you are using from the AWS sites. So AWS already, like they provide 100 plus services there, right? And is gradually increased day by day. So as and when the new services occur, it will try to help you to get the integrate with the new applications. So there are multiple ways are available by which you can use those services with the help of AWS Cognito identity provider. So the identity provider provide you the temporary credentials to secure your access, and with the help of that, you can use the multiple services are available in AWS. Okay, so for example, you can use the S3 bucket, you can use the DynamoDB, you can use the API gateways to access your services. Okay, so let's move to our mm, hands-on area. So just give me a second. So before moving to the hands-on part, let's see when it got implemented in the AWS. When the advanced features come into system AWS Cognito, so all those histories are available. So Amazon Cognito introduced first time in 2014, where the very basic login and sign up page was available. After that, they have integrated to monitoring to save the data or to use the other services with the help of Lambda. So they have integrated the Lambda with the AWS Cognito in 2015. In 2016, they have added one more feature is a SAML, and we can say the others third-party supports by which we can use other authentication method in our Cognito. In 2016 again, they have introduced the new users pools where you can manage your users in Amazon Cognito itself. Okay, so let's move to our hands-on part. So I'm just sharing my other screen. Give me a minute. Okay, so I'm sharing my full desktop now. Okay, Rajat, could you please confirm, is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, guys. So let's start. So this is how to get the AWS Cognito. So just need type Cognito in your search box. Click on the Cognito one. You will see the this screen where you can see what Amazon Cognito is offered to you. So Amazon Cognito offers users pool and identity pools. Identity pools mostly used for the third-party authentications, where they are providing some key and key pairs values where we can use as a identity pools. Users pools, when you are creating any users pools, it will manage your users on AWS Cognito or Amazon Cognito. So users pools are user directories that provide sign up and sign in options for your app which you have registered here. And identity pools provide the AWS credential to grant your user access to the other AWS services. So let's start from the okay. Before starting, let me tell you, Amazon Cognito is not available for all the area or all the zones. So you can go and see which area it is available. So you can see here Africa, Cape Town, Asia Pacific, Hong Kong and Jakarta, Osaka. In this area, it is not available. In Europe, Milan, it is not available. So you can choose the respective area where you want to use this AWS Cognito application. So let's go to the manage users pool. So I have already created two pool, but let me create a new pool for our demo purpose. So it's an Indian pool. Right now you can see here there are two options. One is the default one, and second one you can go with the step by step for your settings. So for the demo purpose I'm using the default one. So here you can see it's a default Indian .NET users has is create user pool is created. But before like save or before give the confirmation, let's see what are the attributes are there. So the basic attributes which is are available is a email. We can edit it also. There are other alias and other attributes we can also use. Usernames, we can use the either username or either use the email as a username, or either we can use the phone number as a username. Enable case sensitivity to yes. We am by default it is yes. But we can change. Custom attributes, we can provide the custom attribute also. You can see the minimum password length. Like most of the applications or organizations are looking for the password like very promptly. They want their password should be very strong. So we can manage this also. We can configure our password policy, but by default there are it's a very strong password policies are available. So we are using the default one for the demo purpose. So in that we have one uppercase, lowercase letters, special characters and the numbers. So it required user can sign up themselves. Okay. So next, from email address, it should be default one, and email delivery is they will use the Amazon SES service for sending the email. Enable MFA. So right now I'm not enabling it. So once we will enable MFA, then we can use the Google authentication kind of tool to to give to second level of authentication. Then we can add the tab and app client. It is required. So but we will use we will create the app client once our user pool is created, but we can do vice versa. We can create first that and we can use after here also. So this is again a trigger is a very we can say the essential, or maybe it's as per your requirement, but it's a very essential part where you can use the triggers. So triggers, how we can configure, I will tell you in the next session. But basic part is like if user is sign up, so we can check if the user is right users or not with the help of, for example, you have a google.com, so your user should be belongs to Gmail, or you can say that he should have a google.com kind of we can say the domain name. So if the email ID is not like this, for example abc at the rate g google.com, if it is not available, then at the same time we can either make him as a gets user, or if email is correct, then we can provide them a access at the second level where we can authenticate that user. But before providing such kind of access, we can stop them, right? We can also stop them like to access our area. So like this we use the trigger. So it's a very basic one. First one, when we can use this trigger for the sign up. Once the user is logged in, then we can monitor it what they are doing. So for that also we can create a one trigger function. So in the trigger we are mostly use the lambda functions where we are written our code, and with the help of those code we are performing different operations. So let's see. So right now I'm creating the pool. So now my pool is available and it was created successfully. So here you can see the user pool ID is available. This is used for your at the time of implementation when you are doing coding. So let me show you all the codes and guidelines documents are available in the AWS Cognito itself. So here you can go and see the tutorial also how to integrate it. So when you are creating, then we can integrate with this our Cognito part with the help of JavaScript and other way. So here you can see I will tell you in this area it's required the identity pool ID. It will require your pool user pool ID like this. So with the help of that, they will get to know where to implement the user and where we need to check. Okay, so in that way we can create our users. So just second, creating a user pool. Actually, I already opened somewhere. Let me check. Getting create and reuse of the existing one. Okay. Yes. So here you can see the user pool is required, but it's an optional one, but it will help. If you are using the identity provider, then it's not required. But if you don't have identity pool ID, then you can use the user pool ID. This is used for the federated authentications. Okay. And this is your Cognito user pool ID. Then you can use this will use at the time of creation to authenticate your user if user is already available, and different fields are is required as and when what kind of access you want to implement. So this is how the all the documentations are available on in AWS site itself. You can go and refer the same. So now we have a user pool, and then we need to configure it. So here you can see you have chosen, you have a Cognito send email to on your behalf. Best practices suggest that customers send email through Amazon ACS production users pool. This email also we can configure as per our requirement. So let's see how we can do. But right now I'm using the default one. Here once the user is created, we will see those users detail here. Even we can choose the option also, like they can't sign up, we will create the user, and once we will provide the detail to end user, they can log into our system. So both the options are available. So let's see. We will try to configure it via sign up itself. Here the attributes, the default attributes, which we can see here. So with the help of email, we will log in, but we can configure it and we can use the custom attribute also. We can add few more attributes, but right now we are using only username, password, and the email address. We can add the policies also, so you can at the time of creation the pool, you can see what are the 8 length minimum password was there, right? And it was already showing there. So we can configure it as per our requirement, as and when we can change it also. Then MFA, I have didn't give the detail there also. So in the MFA you can right now it's off, but if you want we can use the optional and the required one. So if it is a required, then users need to go and authenticate with the help of that applications. Here we can share, create the role for sending the SMS to the users. If we are using the phone number right now, but we are using the email only. But we can choose the email, phone number, or email or phone number options, kind of this. And no verification required. It means your user will by default will created and confirmed. Advanced security area, so here we can audit the users, we can check what they are doing, those kind of whatever the activities they are doing, we can uh, do here, and we can check message customization. So as I said, like we can customize our email, we can customize our SMS also. So you can see right now your verification code is whatever the runtime generated code will be there, it will come to your email at the time of creation the user. And if you want to use the SMS also, then we can customize our SMS service also. Here we can send the username with a temporary password. Even we can add our company name, or where, or like whichever the company sending this kind of SMS, or whatever the information we want to add there, we can use it as a SMS. Here the subject line will be the temporary password like this, and we can make it we can change this also. But I'm not doing any changes right now because I'm using the default one. We can take our service this user pool. Okay, when we are using this pool for the coding purpose or implementation purpose, then we can take it also. Okay, so do you want to remember your user device? So if you know, most of the application which we are using right nowadays, we can see like once we are logged in, it always as and when we are opening it, it never asks us to give the login ID and password again, right? Because they have this application remember your device. So if I'm choosing the always, then it always means you will be logged in continuously. Then your Cognito will remember your device. But if you want to users to log in again and again, as and when they are come to your application, then they should provide the login ID and password. Another option is user opt-in. So user will check if he wants to continue, means he don't want to re log in again and again, then they can use the always one. And if he don't want, then he can use the no one. This is like, so user can choose the options. App client, so as I said, like app client is required mm, at the time of creating the users pool. So let me create a one app client. So demo client. Here you can see refresh the token expiration. So after 30 days, your token will expire, and then after 30 days, you need to regenerate your token. Access token require expirations is the 60 minutes. So once you got the token to get the login, it will expire in next 60 minutes. But we can reduce our time to 5 minutes, or we can reduce to, like, we can make it for a 1 day. ID token expiration also we can set up as per our requirement, and this is how we can set up our uh, uh, tokens which we are sending in the email. Security configuration prevent the user existence error and like this, so it is already enabled. So you can't create the same user twice. Advanced token setting, it is by default enabled, and it will help us to claim the access and ID tokens. Okay, here some flows are available, is already default use. So we are already allow him to with the help of lambda trigger, we can customize the authentication. We are allow them to secure the remote password, and enable the refresh tokens based authentication also. Like after 60 minutes, if your password is expired, then you can refresh and recheck for the password. So let's create the app client. Okay, so your app client is created. Now let's this is what we are discussing at the time of triggers, when we are creating the users pool, indian.user pool. So here you can see the multiple triggers are available. So you just need to configure it, that's it, nothing else. So you have to create one lambda functions. That lambda functions will show here in the drop down, and you can choose those lambda function as per your uh, functionality. For example, you want to see the users detail before they sign up. So, and you have a multiple domains, right? So if you have a multiple domains, you want to authenticate the users who logged in your applications or creating a sign up, then you just first of all you will check which domain it belongs to, and save those users to the particular domain. So for that, you have to create a one lambda functions where you have to return a code in the such a way where it will, first of all, it will compare with the domain name, and then save that user in a particular domain like this. So, and choose those lambda functions. Right now I don't have any lambda function, I'm not saying uh, configure it, but yes, as per your requirement, you can. Now you can authenticate the user also before landing to your uh, we can say the landing page. So we can authenticate the users. We can provide the custom message as per our requirement again. So whenever the user is trying to log in, if something is going wrong, what kind of message they should show, what kind of, so whatever the exceptions or verifications are there working going on the basis of that, we can show the custom message. But again, you have to add the lambda function for the same. Post authentication, where we need to do what need to do, or where the data should be there, or what kind of data need to be show on the landing page, that we can check here in the post authentication, or which landing area the user should be go. So like this, for the our analytics and logical purpose. And post confirmation, again, once the user will landing on the particular page, then we can save those users whoever they logged in. and we can check how many, like, uh, how much time they are in the system, and when he got logged in, log out, like what is going on, like this. So we can use for that. So these are the triggers area where we can configure our users. Right now I'm not configuring anyone. Okay. Analytics, here we can do the analytics, whatever the users are logged in, what they are doing, like this. So but we need to configure it again as per for the campaigning purpose. But in the campaigning purpose, Amazon Pinpoint is allowing us to sending a message to a particular users on the particular dates, like this. So for that, if you are running any marketing team and you want to sending some particular information on a particular date to the user, so you can use this analytical service. Okay. Now app client settings. So right now app client setting is required to log in or sign up your users. So I'm just choosing select all. Once your user is logged in, where it should be go? So callback URL is required, means the landing page is required, and we can use the multiple URL also, so which we can pick at the time of sign up. So right now I'm choosing the yes google.com. So if my user is logged in properly with providing all the credentials, all the required informations, then user will redirect to the this website. So I am using the client credentials, implicit grant, where we are looking for the email, we are looking for the open ID, Cognito users authentication, admin permission, and profile one. So once I am putting all this information, it will allow me to log in. So once I will change, save it. At that, like now it's got saved. All these details got saved, right? Okay. Hosted UI is not there, so let's go and see, create the domain name. Here for the testing, you can you create your own you can create the prefix domain. But if you already have a domain name, then you can configure it here. So right now it should be unique one. So I'm creating the Indian .net. Let's see if it is available. So domain is available. That's good. Let's go and save it. So now my domain is available. Let me go back here. And if I'm going down, I can see the launch hosted UI, right? It was not there. Okay. You can customize your login page. Here you can use the some kind of labels. You can use the logo. You can use the legal text where you can disclaimer. You can provide your disclaimers. You can check the password validation on a client side, like this. So all those are available. So as per your requirement, you can configure it. But right now I'm not doing any changes. So let's go and see how to create the users. So I'm going and launching the hosted UI. So you can see now I am not doing any kind of coding till that, right? Till the time I'm not doing one line of coding. So by default, I got the sign up page. Now, because I don't have any users, right? You guys know. So right now I don't have any users. Let's go to the users and group. Right now there is a no users. Let me refresh 2 3 times. There's a no users. So let me create one users with the help of this application. So my username is indian.net. Email ID is my default email ID I'm providing here to get the verification code. So as and when I'm putting the password, same time it was validating the same, correct? A second, let me remember my password again. Okay. Now sign up. So once you click on the sign up, the verification code is sent it on your email. So let me go to my email ID. Here you can see. Let's wait for a second. We will get an email. No reply. Yes, I got the email. So in the email, as shown you, you can see that whatever the default configuration was there, we get the same. So if I put the company name, my name, your name, whatever name I'm providing here, it will get the same here, reflecting with the name and details. So I am just copy the authentication code here and paste. So now my account got confirmed. So you can see I got redirect here. When I'm doing all these activity, my users was there here. Okay, I missed one step. When I without putting the confirmation code, it, it was showing as a unconfirmed. Let me create one more user. Just give me a second. So let's go back here and go to the setting and hosting this page again. Sorry, launching this page again. Okay, I'm trying to signing with the different users. So this time let me create one more user. Okay, test 1 2 3. Me. Okay, sign up. Verification code. Okay, now let me show you what why I'm repeating this one. So once sign in is there, so you can see user is unconfirmed. So he can't do anything until he's not providing their code, right? So let's go and see. Okay, I'm again getting the code. So I'm copy it, go here, signing page, sorry, and paste, confirm. Now you can see I redirect to the google.com. Okay, so our part is done. Now I'm just refreshing it, so you can see it's got confirmed. So you can see it's a very simple to implement the Cognito part, AWS Cognito, right? I hope you got the understanding. If it is not, please ask me any question if you have. So I covered the basic part of the Cognito one. And okay, let me give you one more detail of the identity provider. So when we are going for the third party authentications, so you can see you go to the federation one and click on the identity provider. You can see multiple identity providers are available. For example, the Facebook, Google, login with the Amazon itself. You can see the go login with the Apple. You can use the SAML also. SAML also have a multiple SAML providers. OpenID Connect. So these are the providers by which we can use the third party authentication also. When you click on any one of these, so you have to provide these informations here and enable the login. For all this is all for all the same for all. So you can see you have to provide for the Google one like this. So once you will enable it, your user can log in with the help of this third party tool also. So I hope I covered the basic part of the informations. If you have any query, please let me know. I am stopping my screen to sharing. Thank you, guys. Hi, Rajat.
Yeah, Rajkumar, thanks for information. Let's see if someone has any query. So, if you guys have any question, please feel free to ask related to cognitive stress. So, one question from my side, like when you redirecting, how you maintain the sessions? Do you like, for example, you logged in and you are authenticated, authorized? That information we need to bring back to our .NET side. So how to
Yes. So,
implement it?
so that session is maintained by the Cognito itself, as I said. So that's why this is a very popular tool, as I said. So that session is managed by the Cognito itself because you are using your application there, and you are also providing your authentication, your domain details there, by which
Okay,
it will manage your users. Okay, and it will
okay,
manage your sessions also. So in the session side also, I have shared few of the details where you can see how to manage those part. Means how many time, how much time it will be enabled. For example, like 30 minutes or 60 minutes, we have to configure, right? So that can be manageable. So if you want to increase your authentication time for the 60 minute or 1 day, you can manage it. And after this,
okay,
after that, it will redirect you to the default login page.
okay. Thank you, guys. Do you have any other questions who are online? If you want, you can ask in the chat. Else, we are good with the session. And in case if you are not asking here, please feel free to drop an email or ask in our WhatsApp group or might be on Facebook. So we are going to answer your queries. So with
So
this
guys,
said,
yeah, you can manage, like as I said, you can manage full control on your users. You can delete your users also. You can disable your users also for the time being. If someone is left your organization, you can delete those users from this Cognito part. So you can manage everything here in the, if you want to add some extra information, if you want to collect some extra information from the end user at the time of sign up, you can customize your sign up page also. So this is all, like multiple things are there which, for which, in the like 4 or 5 years, or we can say that of before 2015, if someone asking you to create such kind of part, it will take a month of time at that time, right? But nowadays it will be within a, we can say that within a few minutes you can configure everything, right? So this is how, this is what the beauty of your AWS Cognito. Yeah, Rajat, please, over to you.
yeah, so I think no questions till now. So we are good with the session. And once again, I would like to thank you, Rajkumar, for this wonderful session. Thanks a lot. So ending the session now. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you
Thank you,
everyone
Rajat.
for attending the
Thanks
session.
everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.